Hello, Virgo, and welcome to January. On January 11th, the nodes of fate will shift after having spent a year and a half in your Aries 8th house and Libra 2nd house to the Pisces Virgo axis until July 26, 2026. This will be the 7th Pisces house of the significant partner in your life, and the South Node will be in your first house on your sun or moon. Sun represents father figures, vitality, career. Moon is mother, home, family, your emotional landscape, your etheric body, and your rising sign is the point in which the world sees us. It's our physical vessel and the most important angle in the chart. The energy for this new shift actually started to occur with the lunar eclipse in September that was in Pisces, and I drew a tarot card for you for that eclipse and described it in detail, and we'll link the video for you in the description box down below. As well, I will list all the important dates that I'm going to talk about in this video. There will be one more solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th at 8 degrees, affecting you most from 4 to 14 degrees. If you have Libra placements, Aries, Cancer, or Capricorn at those degrees, these are the cardinal signs, and it's very important when we see eclipses affecting them. Since July 2023, the spotlight has been on shared resources, deep intimacy. If you had gotten serious with a partner this past year and a half, would have been a time that you really did some deep soul bonding and merged your resources. It's a house of taxes, money we receive from others that we didn't earn, like rebates, loans, inheritance, investment returns. It's also a house of magic and mystery, the occult and tarot, astrology, detective work, but also trauma, but also where we can have our biggest death and rebirth. It's all the domain of Scorpio and the natural astrology wheel. You would have been quite hungry in those 8th house areas, as Rahu, the North Node, represents the head of the dragon that consumes and has this insatiable appetite. And Ketu is the tail of the dragon that kind of excretes or sweeps away the contents of the house that it's sitting in. It's also where we lose energy, though, because we are so focused on the opposing house wherever Rahu is sitting. For you, the 2nd house is where Ketu may have made you make more of a lateral move at your job or work, not really earning more. Maybe you let go of property or land to earn money, and it may have been a good amount because remember the 8th house is the house where we gain from others. You may have been less interested in going it alone and really wanted to merge with another serious partner in love and money. You could have also been letting go of self-limiting beliefs or old worn-out family dynamics, as the 2nd house covers our immediate family. With the South Node sitting in your second, you could be with the South Node now moving to your 1st house. You could at times have, over the coming, year and a half to next 2 years, less energy. You could be releasing an old identity, especially if you meet someone new. And that could be you're going from engaged to married, married to maybe pregnant and starting a family, which would explain maybe a little bit of a loss of energy, especially if you have a child over that period of time. You could be a little bit less, self-motivated and more focused on another in a serious relationship where there will be a lot of changes happening in that 7th house. If you feel you didn't accomplish some 8th house goal, don't worry. There's ample time as we have one last solar eclipse in Aries on March 29th. And then Neptune will move in on March, the 29th, leaving your house of serious partners and business or love. That solar eclipse in the 8th will be at 8 degrees, and funny enough, because the 8th degree represents Scorpio in the 8th house, so there's some extra potency to this new beginning that's happening in that house, and will kind of reverberate out for 6 months and wrap up by the time of the Aries full moon in October. There will be a Saturn Neptune conjunction on February 20th, 2026, and I should mention it will actually also happen this May 24th at 0 degrees in Aries, and it will happen again next year, February 20th, 2026. What this can be is crystallizing something for you in that 8th house area as well. It looks like a deep desire coming into form, but it won't be unless you're putting in the work, as Saturn requires no less. Saturn will also conjunct the North Node in Pisces, and that will be felt from the end of March, April 18th through the 22nd, and felt through the end of May. Here we have taking the dream and meeting reality, or the crystallization of a relationship or a fated partnership, meeting a fated business agent, meeting a fated business partner. Or your partner can be the one experiencing this energy because the North Node in Pisces represents the other for you. Again, Saturn requires work to be put in for the rewards, but the North Node here can speed that process along. When Saturn just kind of sits there and operates alone, things can progress at a very slow rate, but Rahu has the tendency to really jump timelines. Also, Jupiter rules your 7th house and will move into Cancer in June. Cancer rules your 11th lucky house of dreams, hopes, wishes, and big money gains. So if you're looking for love, you can meet someone through 11th house means, like a charity for women or children. You go to like a ball or a gala or an event. You could join a group. Since the 11th house ruler is ruled by Cancer and the moon, Jupiter will also trine the North Node and Saturn in 2025, but also make nice flowing sextiles. Even though you'll have the South Node sitting in your 1st house, you'll have to make sure you're taking good care of yourself, take care of your health when the South Node sits there, because it can bring things up that need to be addressed or looked at. I don't see it necessarily as harmful. It's just where you're kind of losing energy. But this kind of makes sense because, the node of fate is really on the house of the other, which can really bring in a fated, serious soulmate for you. But Jupiter, and this will be for a year starting in June, will be making sextiles to your sun, moon, or ascendant for an entire year. So you really can meet a fated soulmate over the next year and a half. Honestly, a little bit longer than that, because the last eclipse will be in your sign, I believe February 2027. And when the nodes of fate are sitting on such an important axis, the 1st and the 7th. Take care, Virgo, and we'll see you in February.